I just completed my router lift, which means it's time to make a router table. Now typically when you think of a wood shop router table, you think of a big New Yankee Workshop style router table with multiple drawers and basically a big footprint in your shop. And is it really necessary? Well, in my case, I don't think it is. In the past 2.5 months or so, I really haven't had the need for a router table, so there's no sense in me making another dedicated bigger cabinet that's always going to take up a footprint in my shop. So what I'm thinking about doing is making something that's small and compact that I could easily bring out and use, and when it's not in use, I can get it out of the way and it won't be taking up an actual footprint in my shop. So it may not be the solution for many, but for me it should work out all right. Router enclosed, I can work on the top. The whole top is going to be hinged on the back side so that it will eliminate the need for an insert plate. If I need to change the bit, I can lift up the whole top, change the bit, put it back down. There's no problem. My front to back measurement, I'm not exactly sure yet, so once I get that figured out, I'm going to brace it on the bottom side to prevent any type of movement this way in the tabletop over time. I'm also going to do the same thing on the back side, which this is going to serve two purposes. Number one, to brace the top as well, and number two, I'm going to mount the hinges on the top, which will raise the axis of rotation when you do lift up the top. The reason being is I want to have a really close tolerance hole for the router bit, and it's going to be a slot front to back. So the back side's going to have a lot of clearance, the front side's not. And if I have the hinges down here, then with the router bit up, the tabletop will actually hit the router bit as it is tilted forward. So elevating the axis of rotation should solve that. Taking the top off real quick, and I've got a little bit more play left to right than what I want with the box by itself. So I cut a couple of these triangular support brackets, and I'll just attach these to the top with some pocket hole screws. Before I can cut a hole in the top for the router bit, I need to cut a hole somewhere right in here for the locking handle that is incorporated with this router lift. was going to hold this top down with some magnets or some type of latch, but I don't think it's necessary. There's no urge for this to lift up, and I don't think there's any play in relation to the tabletop surface to the router, so I'm going to leave it as is. Now you can add some type of support under here to help change the router bit, but if I'm going to be in here changing the bit anyway, I can just use my shoulder. This may not be the best option for most people, but for me, I think it's going to work out. I don't use a router table a lot, so I don't really want a dedicated footprint in my shop, and I definitely don't want to put one in my table saw wing again. So this is a pretty cool option for me. I can pull it down and use it as needed, and I can hang it up somewhere else in the shop where it's up and out of the way when it's not being used. If you'd like a free set of plans for this, you can download them on my website. If you're into the social media thing, check out my Facebook page where I post a lot of current and future project updates throughout the week and other woodworking related stuff. Hopefully you guys get some ideas from this, even if you don't want to implement this design in your workshop, but nevertheless it's going to serve the purpose here in my shop. So thanks for watching and have a great day.